Millions check into hotels each year. Some check into another dimension.
A shadow was trying to possess her.
That's what I would describe as hell.
I was so scared I couldn't move.
When the experiences of thousands are contained within a single building, the laws of space and time are changed. Past invades the present, and fears turn to reality. Being visited by something from beyond the grave is a terrifying experience. But in some haunted hotels, it's not just one unearthly visitor. It's not just two. It's a full house. And in this 19th century historic hotel in America's Midwest, that's exactly what's waiting for two unsuspecting guests, Ursula Kerr and her husband.
That hotel was very charming and historical, so that was exciting because I am an interior designer, and to me, looking at the history is good.
Fantastic. Here, honey, I'll check us in.
Hotel didn't seem busy, and that was surprising to me because there were other hotels that were filled up more at the time.
Hi.
But I didn't pay attention to it. I wanted to just go to the room and put my feet up.
But in a hotel crawling with nasty spirits,
Honey, got our key.
that can be very dangerous.
I had no idea about anything about the hotel.
I am.
And I had no idea what I was going to get into. My husband checked in, we went into the elevator, and then we went to the third floor.
You know, it's like being
It's absolutely freezing up here.
Hey, it's
This is so strange, isn't
It's
it?
atmosphere.
We know something is wrong, but we just don't know what it is.
It's even colder over here.
Cold spots are usually the sign that an apparition is there, like the saying that you felt like you just walked over someone's grave, and maybe you actually did.
My husband and I went down in a little restaurant downstairs in a hotel.
Honey, oh, I forgot my phone. I'll be right back.
No, my plan was to sit down and have a drink and wait for him.
But there's no sign of life anywhere.
Hello?
I was sitting there and I was getting quite impatient because nobody showed up even to say hello or to welcome me or to say, hey, what could I offer?
Suddenly, something doesn't feel right.
So it was hot. It was very hard to breathe, really, and I started to sweat. All of a sudden, I felt a very strong push of cold air from the back, from my neck down to my tailbone. That force was very powerful. And I started to shiver.
When Ursula's alone in the restaurant and she feels this blast of air, it could be a sign that an entity is trying to manifest and move her from that location.
Whatever it is, it's only getting started.
Suddenly, I felt somebody standing behind me. Your hair is prickling on the back of your neck. That's the feeling. And then I turned around, and I could not believe what I saw.
What are you doing here?
He was was very hostile. This man looked and felt so real. There was no color on his face, and I was thinking, oh my God, he is a ghost.
What are you doing here?
I didn't know why he was so angry. I felt threatened. You want to react, but something just disarms that ability in you.
This is a spirit that's determined and very strong-willed and not something you want to mess around with. Ursula is definitely in a lot of danger in this situation.
Suddenly, I felt like I hit the wall. That's how powerful it was, and it was definitely frightening.
Like an invisible predator, she feels it circling around.
I was too scared to think. Somebody stabbed me in the center of my back. It's like somebody broke my back. That's how painful it was. And I felt my life was threatened.
You saw that, didn't you? Who was that?
He stood there, and I could see in his eyes that he saw something, but he wouldn't admit it to it.
I'm sorry. I'll help you shortly.
He says, I'm so sorry, we'll be serving you in a moment.
Where were you? What took you so long?
I felt angry with my husband that he actually left me there by myself.
Sweetie, it's okay. It's okay. It's all right.
Earlier that day, on their way to the hotel, she'd felt that same dark presence.
We stopped at the cemetery because my husband wanted to study history from gravestones. But I stay outside of cemeteries because I know that graveyards are absolutely haunted beyond any limit.
So Ursula waits for her husband at the cemetery entrance because she's had these beliefs for some time.
My first paranormal experience was about the age of 5.
If you've seen a ghost as a child, it's going to sensitize you because now you're a believer, you know it exists.
I could hear voices calling me. I really wish that it was a figment of my imagination, but it was very real. I like to make choices of what I want to see, hear, sense, smell, but most of the time I have no choice in the matter, and so I am visited.
Why?
And I was terrified.
In America's Midwest, Ursula Kerr is terrorized by multiple angry spirits. Both at her 19th century historic hotel and at a nearby cemetery.
I saw a man who had totally damaged face. He was saying why they did that to me.
The paranormal is like an imprint of what has happened there previously. And you just have so many traumatic events that tainted the whole atmosphere of this location.
then I saw the little boy, and he showed me water that he was drinking.
Mommy?
Water that was infected with bacteria.
Mommy?
But somehow, child and the mother could not connect. That's what I would describe as hell. Being in limbo, in a darkness.
If you have someone that is sensitive and susceptible to hearing the spirits tell their story, they're going to be a target for them to reach out to.
It's okay. It's all right. It's all right.
And it's happening all over again in a hotel that seems to be armed and loaded with spirits.
I was feeling a lot because all the emotions that these spirits were projecting were actually affecting me to a very great extent.
People that have multiple repeat encounters with an entity, it can take an extreme emotional toll on that person. It can be detrimental to the person's health.
So that's why I don't walk into places where people seek the presence of death, like ghost hunters. Those actually haunt me more than I haunt them.
Too late to check out and switch hotels? Ursula nervously returns to their room.
It was about 10 o'clock, 11, when we finally got ready to rest for next day. My husband locked the door and put the key on a dresser.
I'm gonna turn in for the night, sweetie.
Even with my husband by my side, I wasn't letting myself to be vulnerable in any ways. I don't know what it is, but I always have to close every door when I sleep, no matter what room it is.
To be extra safe, she takes it one step further.
I always have my rosary.
Please protect us from the spirits.
I made a prayer to put all the experiences from cemetery and the men in the dining room away so that I'm not vulnerable to anything. I did everything to protect myself from any other possible encounter.
The more that the entity knows it can affect people, the stronger it gets and the more it's going to want to continue to affect people.
We are protected.
After all that I went through, I had to struggle to try to get some rest.
Exhausted, she finally falls into a deep sleep. But not for long.
It was heart-rending sobbing of a woman, and something very bad happened to her. First thing that came to my mind that there were guests in the adjoining room, and they had a fight. My husband was sleeping, and I was too terrified to go out and check that room myself. And that's when the cry stopped.
But the horror is far from over.
And that's what started to be strange to me. And I recognized the pattern in that cry. I started to feel like it wasn't a real people there. I could feel the pain in my chest. The voice that I heard was not the voice of the living.
In In a 19th century historic hotel in America's Midwest, Ursula Kerr is caught in a web of terror, spun by a legion of dark spirits.
And I was still hearing that sobbing. It was almost like replaying sounds that you recognize as similar, like the same tape played over and over.
No, please, 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 no, 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 no. Please, no, please. I'm sorry. No, please, please. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, no, please.
All of a sudden, there is no sound, there is nothing, and I couldn't understand why.
She again considers waking her husband, but how to explain what she just experienced?
I was too tired actually trying to figure it out.
But early checkout is still a few hours away.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. No, please.
Not only does Ursula not want to be a participant in this, but she has no control and no choice in it. She's immersed in it and just has to experience it now.
No, please, please, no.
It was about 5 o'clock when the cry stopped. And I drifted asleep. Just to be jolted out by feeling that something was right under the mid of my back. How the heck this key ended up underneath me, I could not find any empirical or rational explanation.
Please, no.
I wanted to get out of that hotel as soon as we could in the morning.
I slept the entire night, sweetie, so I don't know. We're checking out.
Well, we went downstairs to check out, and the lady, she says, "How was your night in hotel? Did you enjoy it?" And I said, "Well, in the next door room, there was a woman crying all night long." And she kind of looked at me, and she says, "That room wasn't rented last night." And that's when she gave me confirmation that it was a spirit.
A woman rumored to be a prostitute who fell in love with a client who then turned on her.
No, I'm sorry.
That's when I understood she must have put that key under my body. It was keep your husband away, because if you don't, somebody will get hurt.
Heartbroken, she later took her own life.
She hung herself about 5 o'clock in the morning. 5 o'clock was when the crying stopped. Then that's what gave me confirmation why and what I heard.
With a lot of residual hauntings, when you have a traumatic event replaying over and over and over again, it's not uncommon for that to be directly related to the time of an incident.
And maybe Ursula's curse is actually a gift.
She knew that I could understand her, that I could feel her emotions, and that maybe that will help her to relieve part of her sorrow. And I guess that reminded me that I need to continue doing it, because they are everywhere. They are everywhere.
Sorry. Okay.
Especially in this haunted hotel full of spirits. While most of us will do just about anything to avoid the sheer terror of encountering multiple ghosts, when your number comes up, there's precious little you can do about it. And in the American South, at this Texas chain hotel, it falls on a pair of 19-year-old best friends, Maddie Martin and Hannah Battaglia, who check in for a weekend stay.
We were just basically going to a Comic Con for a TV show. We were very big fans.
This room should be under Hannah. It's about two brothers who fight ghosts, demons, anything paranormal.
Okay, awesome. Perfect. Thank you so much. You ready? Let's go. Go.
I was over the moon. I couldn't wait to go to the convention.
Going to meet fans and see the actors and have a good time. A paranormal experience was the last thing on our minds.
And yet they're about to have that experience in spades.
When you check into a hotel, it's a game of chance. Are you going to get that one haunted room? Is the whole place haunted? You just don't know. And you're taking a chance every time you check in.
We fell asleep at least past midnight. What woke me up was I thought Maddie had left the second bed to get up to go to the bathroom. I figured I wouldn't try to doze off again until she came back and settled back into her bed. But I remember thinking, she's taking a while. And I look over at the other bed and I realize she was still in the bed.
Which begs the question, then who's in the bathroom?
Looked over and I saw a shadow where the bathroom was. There's lots of things that go through your mind thinking you're not saying what you think you're saying. And I realized that something was there. I was very scared. It was so distinctly a figure.
Maddie, wake up!
That scared the hell out of me.
Maddie, wake up!
After Maddie Martin and Hannah Battaglia check into a Texas hotel for a paranormal convention, Hannah is stalked in her room by the real thing, one of the hotel's many dark spirits.
Maddie, wake up! Maddie, wake up!
I didn't know what he was capable of. I didn't know what he wanted.
Maddie! There's someone in here! Her facial expression I can only describe as absolute horror.
He was just...
The moment I turned on the lamp, the shadow was gone.
I could have sworn I saw someone in here.
I didn't know what to do. I thought at first maybe she was having a nightmare.
It's okay, there's no one here.
You've kind of had the veil peeled away from you, and you're able to see into that world.
I'm really freaking myself out here.
Not uncommon for a person that has a shadow person experience to then go on to have many, many more after that.
Even though I felt scared, I was exhausted, so I was able to fall back asleep.
I had no idea what was going to happen that night. I had woken up because the loud AC unit just kicked on right next to me. It was the loudest thing in the world.
But Maddie is not the only one awake.
I saw a shadow pass by the hotel door. The feeling changed so quickly, almost palpable negativity and heavy pressure, and that scared me. I realized if it was a person, I would have heard footsteps.
While Maddie contemplates what might be in the hallway, something else stirs inside.
I realized it was 1000% in the room with us. It was not human. It was something paranormal.
If the reaction is increased fear, other spirits that are there could be drawn to that and could be working together to be able to do something else that will frighten you even more.
When I opened my eyes, I remember my heart just stopped. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't breathe. I felt like I was being targeted.
Immediately, Hannah started convulsing. It was honestly something out of a horror movie. I got on top of her to protect her.
That entity violates her and somehow is able to connect with her and send her into convulsions, almost as if telling her, I can control you.
I felt the dark heaviness pushing against my back. It was trying to possess her or do some kind of physical harm. That was one of the scariest moments of my life.
The feeling that I had when he was gone was just shock. I no longer doubted. I definitely had a paranormal encounter at the hotel.
And Maddie 100% agrees.
When we checked out, I was certain that we had experienced something paranormal.
They chalk it up to a hotel haunted by multiple ghosts.
I thought that was the end of it. I thought that we would leave the thing at the hotel and I wouldn't have to think about it again.
But back at home, Hannah can't shake a feeling of dread.
When I got back from the convention, I would walk around the house and I'd feel jittery. I would feel unsafe.
And she already knows that her house is packed with ghosts.
It's hard to tell this story without talking about Thomas.
I was in the kitchen washing the dishes, and behind me, I heard a giggle.
Hearing disembodied voices in a haunted location is not uncommon, but when those voices seem to be directed at you, that's when you really need to sit up and pay attention.
and I see a really short figure. It was an immediate reaction of, is this thing going to hurt me? Is this thing nice? He had bright yellow hair, and he was wearing something that was full blue.
And all she feels is Thomas's gentle presence.
And then he giggles again, and I hear him pitter-patter down the hallway. That was the first time I saw a ghost. I never felt like he was there to hurt us. I never felt like there was any danger at all.
But there's definitely something else lurking within these walls.
It was just really exhausting for me to be scared all the time. I'm not a religious person, but I had a cross that was just hanging up on my wall. And my cross was backwards.
People use crosses for protection. This entity's essentially communicating to them at that moment, I don't care about your protection.
I think that he chose the cross specifically to scare me. The scratching on the door sounded like human nails on wood.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
The figure had followed me home.
After being chased out of a Texas hotel by a multitude of spirits, Maddie Martin and Hannah Battaglia run to the safety of their home, only to discover that it too is bursting with ghosts.
Oh my God.
Now I'm being stalked in my own home.
We heard this growl coming from Hannah's side of the house. Let's go. The thought that my best friend's life could be in danger, that was terrifying, to be honest.
What's going on?
Oh my God. He was here. He was here. Yes.
What was in your room?
The guy from the hotel, that thing followed me here.
I was telling you about.
Oh, the thing?
Yes.
For Maddie's friends, seeing is believing.
This close friend of mine, he had never had any paranormal experiences.
He was here from the hotel.
So he wasn't readily going to accept that this was the reality we were in.
What?
All right, come and get me.
Shut up.
And I said, shut the up. You do not know what you're saying. You do not call that into this space.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I think that he heard that growl too, and he got quiet really fast.
What is that?
What was that?
Provoking or mocking a dark entity is a potentially very dangerous activity. You're provoking something that's intelligent, something that can interact with you, and that typically increases the activity, and not in a good way.
It sounded like dragging nails down the wall of the hallway.
We all got really quiet, and we could feel the darkness and that heavy presence In that moment, I worried for my safety.
The entity tries to possess Hannah once more.
I was terrified for her safety, for her actual life.
It really felt that he was holding on to me and that he didn't want to let me go.
And then a burst from a very different energy. Thomas.
We heard the little pitter-patter of children's footsteps.
A fierce battle between infinite darkness and pure light.
It was thrashing. It did not want to leave.
Until it's finally driven from the house.
I just didn't feel his presence anymore. Like I was holding onto a rope and then the rope went slack.
The energies completely dissipated. And I stand by the belief that that day Thomas saved us from whatever the shadow figure was going to do.
The fact that Thomas is able to drive this dark energy away, he was exhibiting, hey, this is my place. These are my people. You're gonna have to leave. And for whatever reason, the dark entity listened to him.
We were just so relieved that it was gone. I think this was a malicious entity that thrived off of fear and pain, and I don't think it was ever human.
The way that this experience has changed my thoughts about the paranormal is that I don't ever want to experience it again.
Until you've experienced something like this, it can be really hard to understand what it feels like to go through that. I don't think anyone can go through an experience like this and still not believe in the paranormal.
Uncovering truths from the past is a noble quest. But what if, in the process, it stirs up a handful of spirits with their own terrifying lesson? And near the site of one of the bloodiest battles in the American Civil War, history buffs Eileen Schreckengost and her husband are on exactly that kind of quest.
We had friends that told us it was really a nice place to go to see the battlefields, and they said it was supposed to be the most haunted town in America, so of course that sparked our interest, and we went. I just wanted to see if it was really true, because I've heard so many stories. I wanted to see it for myself.
But when visiting the land of the dead, you must be careful what you wish for.
I know, this is so exciting.
We actually did the tour of the battlefields, where they explained all the different areas and all the different things that happened there.
To my right, the noble army of General Lee. To my left, the dread and
And a group of us were just standing there listening to her.
Do you see that?
And he said, there's a soldier standing next to the tree watching us. I looked, I didn't see anything.
There's a guy. No, sweetie, I don't see it.
I believed him because he's had experiences throughout his life, and I just believed that he's seen them.
But for her part, Eileen has never had her own paranormal experience, nor is she expecting one.
By the time we got back to the motel, it was out of my mind.
Good night, sweetie.
It was getting late, so we got ready to go to bed.
But for the many roaming spirits, there's no rest for the wicked.
I woke up about 3 in the morning, and just like I was wide awake, like I never slept at all. That's when everything happened. Like a tornado came through the room.
If a portal is opening up, there may be environmental factors associated with the activity where you can have strange weather phenomena happening.
I saw something standing there that should not have been there. He was looking straight at me. I was so scared I couldn't move.
While visiting an infamous U.S. Civil War battlefield, Eileen Schreckengost's husband is confronted by a war-ravaged spirit. Later in their hotel room, she suffers an even more violent haunting by yet another spirit.
This wind blew through the room from the bathroom door and then out the other door. I can't even describe how scary it was.
For a spirit to be able to take that cold breeze and turn it into like a mini tornado, that shows that it has a lot of force and a lot of power.
The soldier stood there and stared at me. It was like he was in a rage that I came in there. I was so terrified that when I was hiding under the covers, I didn't move. I was paralyzed. And then the soldier was gone. I didn't want to get up. I was afraid of what I might have seen.
Terrified, she spends a sleepless night.
Hey, honey. Oh my God, what happened here?
When I woke up, my husband was up before me.
You're never going to believe what happened.
Well, I could see something came through.
And he said, I could see something happen, look at the room. I knew I didn't dream it because papers and things were everywhere.
I'm not sure where to start.
He believed me because what he's seen. I just thought it was just a random soldier. I didn't even think of it being a connection to the one that he's seen.
At checkout, Eileen learns more about the motel and its historic location.
We found out the next day that there were thousands of young men that got killed on that site. We didn't know that until the next day.
And when you have that many spirits in close proximity to a hotel, it's no surprise that a good deal of them could wander over into those walls.
Maybe he thought the war's still going on and I invaded it. Maybe he still thought it was a battlefield and I was on it and I shouldn't have been on it. Oh, that experience definitely increased my beliefs in the paranormal. Because I've always believed in it, but I never had proof myself until that happened.